Hello there! In the last lesson we textured the bed, and now we're gonna finish off the texturing process, texturing the lights, the window, and the door. Okay, so for this we're gonna start first with the lights. I'll click on this light, and on the wire here, I go to shading, and I will choose the color to be pretty dark, maybe even black. And on the metallic I go all the way up because I want it very dark color, and also decrease the roughness and specular at maximum. Let's choose the light support over here, and for this one I want also the roughness down, specular up, and metallic up. And here I will choose something like this, so I have a gray around here. You can see the code if you want. It's 5D 5D 5D, the code. Okay, and for the light bulb, actually it's pretty simple. What we're gonna do, we're gonna delete this principal BDCF, and we're gonna leave only the material output. So I deleted that one, and over here I press Shift A, and I go to shader, and I choose here emission, and I connect the emission to the surface, and I change here the color to a bit of a yellow, and we can increase the strength around 10, and I think I want this one more yellow. Maybe that's too much. I think actually I will decrease a little the emission. Let's see how it looks in layout. Very nice, very beautiful. Now let's change the texture of the door. I will select the door main, go to shading. And actually for this one I will not change that much, I just want to change the color of it. Let's see. Something like this, and I think I will increase this metallic. Actually to this door I think I wanna do a change. Let's go back to layout, the change in the model. So I select the door. Okay, I'm in edit mode, I went to edit mode, and I will select this face for each of them, pressing shift and click, shift and click, and shift and click. And over here at the top I make sure I have individual origins, and I want to scale this down a little more, so I press S and scale it down, something like this. Actually let's undo that and only select these ones, so we do them separate because I saw it was not quite right. So now it's gonna be better. S and decrease them a little, and these two S, and I'll press X a little, S Z, to be equal because they are not equal. I feel this is much better. Let's go back to this material view. I think I want to do one more change and that's it. Let's select all of them, pressing 3 to have face select, and now I selected all of them, and I want to move them a little more inside. Press G, Y, move them about there. I felt they're too much out. Okay, now back in object mode and see this material output. Yes, this is much better. This is much better. Okay, so now that we texture this, let's go also to the door knob. Go to shading. I will change the color to a type of gray and make it absolutely metallic. I feel this looks good. I don't want too much focus on that, so I feel that's good. So a little gray and full metallic. I feel that's very good. Now let's change about the windows. There is something I don't like about the windows, and it needs to be changed. Okay, so first of all, let's go in this mode, and with this one, because we still have the array here, so we didn't apply this, so that's why I didn't apply it. Now I change this one, and all of them they're gonna change. So I choose the middle part, so this one behind the couch in the left, alright? And I want to move it a little more on the x-axis. So I say G, X, and move it a bit more. Let's say like this ones. Like this. This is good. And also, actually I think I want to take this window and press the slash button to see only the windows so we can work on them properly. The slash button just takes you in isolation mode like we did with the couch. Okay, so here, what I want to do, actually I will even disable this array so I see only one window. Okay, so what I want to try to see how it's gonna look, I'll go here to wireframe. So I choose these two and select these faces and move them up. G, Z, and move them over here. This is just a try to see how it's gonna look. Because I had this idea like, no, actually, I wanted them more up. GZ to the next one. Okay, so I had this idea about this, how it's gonna look. Okay, now select this one and this one and press X, faces, vertices. Okay, so to give it more character to the windows, let's see how they're gonna look. Press that slash button to see it out of isolation mode and bring back here the arrays. I think I like it more earlier. I feel now it looks too much empty. Okay, let's press Ctrl Z for this to get all these bars here, like this. Okay, now I will go back to isolation mode to see only this window. Okay, so now I press Ctrl Z, everything is back to normal. Let's go to tab. Let's move this one a little more down because I see it's in the air. Okay, and I want to assign some materials to this. I'll go to wireframe and I'll select only this and the horizontal ones, like this, and press Ctrl I to invert selection, or you could select this from the start, doesn't matter too much. And over here, click on this plus button, assign, new, and say Windows 2. And now press Ctrl I again to select these ones. Select Windows 1 and assign. Okay, now tab for object mode, slash to go out of isolation, material output. Let's bring back the arrays by clicking this little button. Okay, and now let's go to shading and click on this brown wall. We're gonna select all this, right click, copy. Now to the Windows 2, delete this principal BDCF, right click, paste, and we connect over here to the servers. like this, but I think I want it a little more light color. And to the Windows Phone, I think I want it a little more dark color. Something like this. Let's see in layout how it's gonna look. Now, let's create a plane. Now let's create a plane. I'll go over here in solid view and deselect this one. Okay, so select this wall, right click, set origin to geometry, shift S, cursor to selected. Good. Now press shift A, mesh plane, RY90, and let's resize it on the Y axis to be pretty long, and on the Z axis, SZ, move it down a little bit, SZ again, like this, and now let's move it on the X axis. This is gonna be the window, because now it doesn't have window, it just has the frame. G, X, and move it back, something like this. Okay, now let's create here a material for it and say window glass. Go to shading. I'm trying to position this camera in a good way to see the room and also the windows, like this. Okay, so for this I'll delete this principal BDCF, pressing X, Shift A, shader glass, and press Shift A, shader transparent, Shift A, shader mix shader, and we need to connect these two here, and this one goes to surface. Okay, so now we can control a little more about it. First, I want the roughness to be a little higher. And this one, I want it a little more higher. Something like this. And increase this roughness to 1. Yes, I feel this looks good. Maybe decrease this one a little more. Something like this. I feel this is much better. So this is what I have. Go to layout. Let's see over here. Okay, so this is it. This is how you texture this beautiful studio apartment. In the next lesson, we're gonna fix up some details, add a little more here and there. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!